Hello everyone, today I have something a little bit different to share, and this is some paper crafting I've done. This is for a challenge that Elaine is doing, and Elaine is Silly Eels on YouTube. She's having, I think it's a birthday challenge, and she just wants people to make 2 stick pins and send them in to her in some sort of stick pin packaging, or little matchbox for stick pins or something like that. You can do whatever you want. So I decided to make a little box for the stick pins, and I used this beautiful paper pad that Hazel sent me for my birthday, and that's the Graphic 45 Botanical Tea paper pad. And it was such a pleasure to use. It was really lovely. The colours are just beautiful in it. And I don't do a lot of paper crafting, so it was nice to do something different. And all the cutting, I'm pretty sure I almost got a blister on my thumb, because it's a lot of work, isn't it, cutting all the little bits out. But I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. And I hope Elaine likes it. And this is just a little box that Zeffie sent me last year with my matchbox. I think it could have been winnings for something. And it was a beautiful little box, just the perfect size to put a couple of stick pins in. And I've just done some, what do they call it, fussy cutting of all the different elements. I put a little bit of green seam binding down the bottom here as well. It's pretty self-explanatory what I've done, just cut everything out and layered it up, and I've put a little bit of this beautiful blue trim that Jean sent me. Thank you, Jean. The only thing I don't particularly like is the way the glitter turned out. I used a new glitter that I got because I'd run out, and I really don't like it that much. It's glitzy crystal glitter, and yeah, I'm really not 100% happy with how that kind of turned out, and wish I hadn't done it now, but it's too late to sort of change that. So I'm sorry, Elaine. I mean, it's not hideous, but I'm sorry about that. With the bird, I just put a little bit of packaging cardboard underneath just to make it stand up on an angle like that, and I think that was what that turned out nice. And I used this floral paper all around the box. And this is the inside of the box. I've just cut a couple of the birds out holding a flower on the lid. This is one of the papers from the collection. I put a little butterfly there just to hold the little bit of trim to, excuse me, so that the lid doesn't fall backwards, because I didn't want it bending up all the paper on the back there. But I had to put it on an angle, and that's mainly because the edges of this are all beveled. If you can see, they're all like on an angle, and I couldn't have that getting caught in there too much, because then the lid doesn't close. Put a little bit more of the blue trim around the edge inside there, and just made like a little garden effect down the bottom here. The actual box came with this foam. It was a key holder, a keychain holder, and it had this thin foam staff and a little cutout where the keychain thing was. So I used that and put it behind this so I could stick the stick pins in there, and that worked really well as well, because it was already cut on 3 sides. And just 2 stick pins I've made for Elaine. I don't have a lot of fancy beads and things like that, so I just used what I had, and I hope you like those, Elaine. Probably a little bit more vintage style, I think they are. So that is my entry into Elaine's challenge, and Elaine's challenge, if I'm correct, goes to about the end of September, so there's still time to enter that challenge if you are interested in doing that. I was originally going to make some little roses, stick pin roses for her, but when I made this one, it was just 2-dimensional to fit in the box, and the lid wouldn't close. So I'll send this attached to the front of your package, Elaine. That's my first little rolled flowers stick pin. I think it's quite cute. I used one of Lily's bead cappy things, the bronze filigree piece underneath there, and I loosely followed a tutorial by a lady by the name of Sabine, and she has a beautiful blog, and I think it's called Schlafloss, and I'll put a link to that in the description box below. Hers turned out different. She used different fabrics and things like that on it, but I'm still very happy, and I found a use for those little plastic topped stick pins, because you only just see the top of it, and I didn't have to worry about putting glitter on it because they already had that look. So I also made that for Elaine. I did a couple of bags that I still have to fill for her, and I used the same paper from the collection there, and I just punched the edges, and I think they're quite sweet. Did I reuse? No, I think it was Kerry? Was it Kerry? Or Louise has sent me these bags. Sorry, ladies. So I took advantage of that and used the beautiful embossed paper bags. A little bit of lace across the top that Linda, who is Crafty Linny P on YouTube, sent me. Thank you, Linda. And some beautiful blue flowers that Hazel sent me, and I think they sort of match the collection perfectly. So I was very happy with that. And then I threw together a little card, and you know, I'm not big on cards. You're lucky if you get a card from me. It's usually a note card that is already printed, but I made a little card, and I used the paper collection once again, and this lovely paper printed picture from Var. Thank you, Var. I put together a little flower just with a doily, and part of a flower Louisa sent me, and a bit of tatting with a bit of lace, and it was a bit heavy at the front, so I just cut the doily into pieces inside and put it in each corner, and I actually think it matches in with the collection quite nicely as well, so I'm very happy with that. And I hope you like them, Elaine, and they will be in the post to you sometime this week. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody, today. Take care. Bye.